Again, hotel room. Sorry for that. If the sound quality is poor, welcome back to the program, folks. No news today, but a late broadcast this evening from Virginia, just outside King's Dominion, down here for the South African Braai and Potjie Fest. And I've got no image over here. What's going on? Is it going to work? Come on, come on, come on. All right, not working here. Let's try to reload it and see what's happening there. My studio. This is waiting for the live stream, but I've already started according to this. Can you all see and hear me? Because I got nothing on this end. Hey, fella, what's going on? There we go. Looks like it's trying to load now. A little slow. There we go. It's live now. Okay, cool beans. I'll pause it there so we don't use a lot of data. Welcome back to the program, folks. What a day. What an event-filled day. I've been accused of telling someone to F off, which I didn't do. Someone very rudely interrupting my day and contacting me and then basically telling me I'm the one that's rude. Comical, to say the least. And we have the refugee agency in Erie, Pennsylvania, threatening, trying to intimidate Jared Botman. So shame on them, shame on them. I just spoke to his parents who just arrived in the States. Welcome to Jared's parents. Welcome to the United States. Yeah. So hearing, see perfectly. All right. Thank you very much, Red. How's it going? What's fascinating about this, ladies and gentlemen, is you can refute this if you want, and there's no retribution here. There never is. But I'm going to make a statement, and you tell me if it's true or not. I have never encouraged any South African refugee to out-migrate. Not one. Not one. In fact, I've discouraged it. I've discouraged it because it's foolhardy in most cases. Even in the most desperate cases, it's foolhardy. I've discouraged a family from leaving Maryland a long time ago. I've discouraged people from leaving Utica. I've discouraged people from leaving all over the country and out migrating. I said, if you're going to do that, at least get your social security number and your EAD before you go anywhere. Otherwise, you are creating a problem for yourself and for others. People hear what I say, but they don't listen to what I say. Anyway, so the irony here is that I've never encouraged anyone to ever out migrate. Has anyone ever heard me encourage anyone to out-migrate? Anyone? Please tell me who I told to out-migrate. I've discouraged people from out-migrating. And what happens? Well, you're going to love this one if you haven't seen the short today. By the way, that's the polite version. You should have heard the nasty one. Greetings from Cleveland. It's Talon and Trevon. Hey, guys, how's it going? Good to see you again. It was fantastic meeting you the other day. Yeah, so I have never encouraged anyone to out-migrate. Now, we find, and Red says true, you never have 100% true. No, never, exactly. So what happened today? Jared informed his agency that he was leaving. Now, Jared has no grant money left. They've done nothing for him. They left him to starve to death. He had to sell plasma to survive. He was given $100 every 2 weeks to buy food. What the hell is he supposed to buy? Ramen for $100? So Jared was in desperate straits. He contacted me on a live a couple months ago and told me what his situation was. He was looking to figure out what he could do, and I encouraged him to stand up for himself. Anyway, I said I could try to intervene with the Office of Refugee Resettlement, contact them if you like. He said, no, so I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I said, well, Jared, I won't take any action unless you ask me to. And he didn't ask me to, so I took no action. At that time, we had a situation that was so desperate that one of our viewers, Alex, in Cleveland, offered to drive all the way to Erie and collect him so he wouldn't be living in that rat-infested, nasty cockroach, front door, broken windows, cobwebs, mold all over the place, $850 a month rip-off drug den. So, Alex, I said, well, hold on. He doesn't want to take any action right now. But Alex didn't know him was going to come up there and do that. Now, Alex is a retired American and former military member. Did his tour in the military, and he lives in the west side of Cleveland, really nice part of Cleveland, by the way. And he has a wife there, and his adult son, who's 22, lives with him. And so Alex, I didn't really know that much about him until I met him in person. He invited me to go to a baseball game when I said I was coming to Cleveland. I thought Alex was actually South African. I had no idea he was actually an American who watched my program, and he's been watching it for 6 years. So Alex is a known entity here. Anyway, so Alex, when I was in Cleveland, said he talked to his wife, and they reached a conclusion that they're concerned about Jared's welfare because of what's been happening in Erie, and that they would like to offer him a place to stay while he gets a job in Cleveland and gets his own place to live. So they made the offer, sight unseen, and I said, well, I told him, I said, so Alex, if you're here, you can confirm what I said. I said, I've talked to Jared on WhatsApp. He seems like a forthright young man, but let me just go up there and make sure there's nothing untoward going on before you extend an offer. Okay. So I went up there, I met Jared in person, and he seemed like a forthright young man. And so before I left, I went to his house and with his roommate, and we sat down And I laid this out to him, and I said, Jared, this is an option if you want it. Alex will come up here and collect you and take you to his place. It's rent-free. You're out of refugee money. You have no grant money. You don't have a job. So you can stay there. Just go find a job. Your job prospects are probably better there and make more money than you will here. And put some money in the bank and make a decision what you want to do or get yourself a place. And I said, that's an option. I said, another option is I'll continue to look for a place in central Pennsylvania. I haven't been able to do that because I was at War College and I can't, I'm not trying to get him to come to central Pennsylvania. I'm not trying to get anybody to come to central Pennsylvania. But anyway, you can't good conscience leave this young man there being treated so poorly by this refugee agency. He's been selling plasma to survive because he has nothing. So what happened was he notified his, he said he'll wait a week. I said, okay, I asked him to wait a week before he makes a decision. He said he'd wait a week, but then he contacted me 2 days later and said, Colonel, do I need to inform my agent? I said, inform your agent of what? You're not doing anything. He said, no, I've already decided I'm going to Cleveland. I've talked to Alex. I'm going to take his offer. I said, okay, great. So I said, yeah, well, tell your agent before you go. And he did. So the agent today tried to intimidate the South African refugee, young man, tried to intimidate, told him that Colonel Wyatt is a human trafficker. He said that I'm a human trafficker. He told him, apparently the refugees were going to try to have us meet at the center, but they refused to let me go there. I didn't know that. So they just mentioned to do it. So we met out in the cold somewhere. Well, apparently it came up that they did research on me and they have something on me. They won't disclose it to Alex, but they have something on me. I don't have anything on me. There's nothing I have on me. What the hell are you talking about? So they tried to frighten him. I don't know what planet these people are on. Again, I'm a retired colonel on the retired list, subject to recall. I have a top secret clearance, the highest clearance possible. I'm subject to polygraphs, and this asswipe, piece of human feces, refugee agent for MCRC in Erie is slandering me and defaming my character, and that will not stand. He has already been reported to the Office of Refugee Resettlement. I've already informed them. I've sent them a copy of the video that I made explaining what happened here. This will not go unanswered. These little shitbirds working for these agencies, they're acting like this, trying to intimidate a 22-year-old man who's maybe a little naive, but trying to intimidate him and make him unsure of his decision. I don't want I don't want Jared to go to Cleveland. I don't want Jared to be in Erie. I don't want Jared to come. I want Jared to go where Jared wants to go and do what he wants to. Oh, don't be shocked that this piece of shit told him that I'm a human trafficker, told his parents that apparently too. And he can lie all he wants, but there were witnesses. There were 4 people there that heard him lie and say that I'm involved in human trafficking. I mean, how stupid is that? So I have spoken to approximately 2,300 of the 5,000 plus refugees who've come to America so far. Okay? Now, who have I trafficked in that 2,300? I'm sure that if a person's a trafficker, they would probably be interested in getting young boys or girls or young women who are vulnerable. So this is what happens when refugee agencies are doing things that are under the table or untoward or improper. And I haven't accused MCRC of anything other than defaming my character and slander, but I'll tell you what, they have made a huge mistake in defaming my character and slandering me today. A huge mistake. Are you listening, MCRC? Just like Church World Service, who screwed up with their abusive behavior in Rochester. You too have screwed up. Do you have attorneys? You may want to engage them, because this is going to prove very costly to you, either from me or for the Office of Refugee Resettlement. The audacity of these scumbags to make such a claim. First off, they're pretty stupid. I mean, I've covered this event longer than anyone else, since 2 hours after Trump announced it. I've been correct about virtually everything I've said for the past year about this program. I have helped people, taken money out of my pocket. I have given people things. I have helped feed people in South Africa. I have helped house people in South Africa. I have, who their tickets were canceled. I have settled problems for people with refugee agencies in Modesto, California with IRC, in Austin, Texas, in Virginia, and elsewhere around the country. And to hear this piece of human sludge, who's not even a frickin' American, an immigrant here coming in, refugee came here, say this about me. This agency, which has abused these refugees, is now going to see the light of day. The cockroaches can run. The cockroaches can run because the daylight is coming. You made the wrong mistake. I was simply going to report the complaints that those refugees in Erie had, but now I have a cause. Now I have something that I must go after. You have made a big mistake in insulting me and undermining my credibility. You have no basis for that whatsoever. You have no evidence of that whatsoever. You are nasty human beings to do such things. And you will regret it. You will regret your actions. You will regret your actions, MCRC. Number one, in neglecting Jared for 3 months and the way you've treated other refugees. But now, insulting me in front of other people and lying about me. It's one thing for content creator to lie about me. You know, they do it all the time because they hear what they want to hear. A lot of dim-witted people out there who make content and lie about me. But that's one thing. But this is defamation of character, and it's slander. And it was done to intimidate a young man, to influence him not to go anywhere. Do you know why I don't want him to go anywhere? Because while Jared may have gone through all this refugee cash assist or all his grant money, it's gone. That agency, for every refugee that's on the book, they still get money from the federal government for their contract. So it's in their interest to keep refugees. So when Jared leaves, they lose money. And this piece of filth is acting like he's acting in the best interest of Jared. You're not. If you act in the best interest of Jared, you would have ensured he had his Social Security number far sooner than he had it. You would have ensured that you got him to a work counselor to get him a job. How does he not have a job 3 months in? Now, I'm not going to blame Jared for that. Maybe it's something to him. But you, if you were his case officer, would have ensured. I mean, we have a case officer in Harrisburg, that actually has an appointment for the refugee the next day, scheduled for Social Security, medicals, and already takes them to the bank, puts $200 cash in the bank for them. And a job interview on a Saturday, the following day. That's in Harrisburg. So I deal with that agency. They're fantastic. I've dealt with the agency in Twin Falls. Fantastic. I've dealt with the African Community Center in Las Vegas. Fantastic. And I've dealt with shitbirds in Rochester called Church World Service and now MCRC in Erie. You have made a grievous mistake. Bjorn Scott says they're upset that they've been caught. Small things amuse small minds. No, man, we forget there's such horrible people in this world. I'm sorry this happens. Yeah, well, it happens to me all the time. All the time. Bjorn says, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Seriously, yep. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat because it's late. Red, sorry, Skuman, Vela, Mandy van Rooyen, Scuba Take Me. Okay. Greetings from Cleveland. Oh, that's Talon. Okay. He threw me off with that, man. Talon. Gotcha. Neff, welcome to you. Yves Lombard. Grok Matrix is back. Shinsu. Welcome, TCW. Marina Saunders. Hello, Bobby. CB Tech. Mandy from what? CB, you've known me for 6 years, have you not? CB, you've known me for 6 years. Can you believe that someone actually said that about me? If I was going to traffic people, it'd be much easier to do it in South Africa. Yeah. So security number yesterday after 4 weeks of arriving. We went today and got our state ID and bank. All right. Job interview money. Well done, Neff. Well done. Congratulations. Yeah, I think they do get kickbacks. Hey, Herman, how's it going, man? Herman, this is the Herman Lowe from Erie, correct? Herman, Herman, you sat there. Did I tell him to out-migrate? All I did was say, this is an option for you if you want it. You have to make a decision. I'm not here to influence it. You were sitting there, were you not? You can confirm whether what I just said is true or not. What else we got here? You're the most honest person we know. We appreciate everything you do for us. You're very welcome. Be strong, young man. If you're online now, stand firm. Don't let that asswipe intimidate you. Exactly. Herman Lowe says that's correct. There you go. Herman, he actually told Jared in front of his friend and his parents that I'm a human trafficker. He said that the reason that they couldn't do the refugee meeting at their center, whatever, he called it the hole. I don't know what that means, but the reason we couldn't do it there is because they found something on me. He can't disclose it, but they found something on me. I mean, that's beyond the pale. Ridiculous. Was wann ich das Schwert? Kurtz is going to wield a sword. Okay. David Jones, Dallas Stan, what's going on? Random question. I have my letter and hardly use my car. You think I can sell now? TCW, it's a risk. It's a risk either way. If you wait too long because they don't tell you about your flight, then you're going to stuck. You can sell for nothing. If you sell too soon, how are you going to get around? I don't know your circumstances. Are you somewhere in a place where you can get food and get around without a car? If you're not out in the countryside, then maybe you sell your car now. My friend is disposing of his car. He got the word 4 days before he's flying, and he's got to get rid of his nice SUV, which I've ridden in. Dow says, resettlement approved. Congratulations, Dow. Cannot believe I just heard, says Herman. Yep, it's the lowest insult. Human Yep. Hey, Nicola, how's it going? Hey, Nicola, was I busy human trafficking there in Bolito when I came through? These people are so stupid, man. 660. What's 660? Is that some drug thing? I mean, seriously. Hey, Mike, what's up? Nels put. Oh my goodness. Gus, did you hear what I just said, Gus? Did you see my video? Can you believe that? Can you believe it? That's in Erie. That's in Erie. Wow. Anyway. All right. Well, it gets better, folks. It's been a fun day. I left. I was going to leave at 3 o'clock in the morning to avoid the traffic. I didn't. I had so many things I had to take care of this morning, so I left at 10 o'clock, which is, I set 9 o'clock, but I had so many things I had to do. I had to pay some bills. I had to arrange some things. I had to set a few things up, discipline for the FW. So I couldn't leave. So I took care of that. I left at 10. And the traffic was fine. I did pretty well from Harrisburg all the way down to the south side of DC. Easy, it's peasy. I mean, that's the easiest I've ever driven around the west side of DC during the daytime. I was impressed. But as soon as I got past there, boom, 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 traffic jam. And they have express lanes, but it's like $30 or something like that to use it. So I figured I'll just stay in the main lane. But man, is it drug on? And we sat there. And of course, people aren't paying attention. So somebody ran into somebody else because they're distracted, probably texting. I'm like, I don't want to sit here. I don't want to get hit. So eventually I jumped on the expressway. It was $16. And I'm cruising down the expressway at 65 and then 70. But the speed limit picks up. And then after about 15 minutes, the expressway ends as I get to Fredericksburg and it merges and I'm right back in a traffic jam. So it took about 3 hours and 20 minutes to get here, but that was fine. It wasn't terrible, but I am not going back up 95. I'm going to Charlottesville and up the Shenandoah Valley. I haven't driven that way in years, so it's worth it. So I'm going to do that. Anyway, so that went well. I get here. I'm trying to record a video. I'm very angry after what Jerry just told me. So I'm trying to record a video and somebody calls me. And I stopped the video and I answered it and I said, hello? And I couldn't tell it was me saying hello or whatever, but then the phone went dead. So it disconnected. So I start recording my video again. Then a call back. I said, hello? And I hear someone saying, hello? I said, hello? And I said, look, I don't have time for games. And the phone dropped off. Then he called me back again. And then I answered and I said, stop calling me. Very rude. I don't know who this is. Some number from Iowa. I don't even know the person. They don't even know who I am. They're just calling me out of the blue. So then I go and check in at the Bri, and I go in and get my wristband. I think everybody got these. It says VIP, but I think everybody's a VIP, to be honest. Anyway, so I went over there, checked in, and then my phone rang again. It was this guy again. I said, hello? Can I help you? And he's like, yeah, you need to help these people in California. Well, first off, I don't need to help anybody. I don't work for you, buddy. I don't work for you. You need to help these people. And I went, what people? What are you talking about? And he started telling me all stuff and this, that, and I'm like, look, I'm walking through a field here. I don't have any paper. I'm not going to remember. Can you please send me a WhatsApp with this information? Sure, I'll do that. Oh, by the way, you were very rude to me. I said, how was I rude to you? Well, you told me to fuck off. I said, I never said any such thing. I told you to stop calling me because you were rudely interrupting me broadcasting. So then he sends me a text message a short while later. Says, don't bother communicating with me anymore. To which I'm standing in the sun, bright sunshine. My screen is dim because of the light. I type a response. I missed a word. I think it was anything. I typed it with an S instead of an A because if you look at the keyboard, A and S are right next to each other. So I sent it to him. I said no such thing. I said I don't have time. I don't have time for games. That's what I said during the phone call. I didn't tell him to fuck off. I said I don't have time for games. So then he writes back to me and says, well, apparently you're drunk. Man, there are just rude people everywhere. First off, I don't work for you, buddy, and you're just very rude, calling me repeatedly. Get the hint. I didn't take your call. Why do you keep calling me? Who are you? I don't work for you. You were the one who was rude and disrespectful, not me. All right. Yeah, stupid people should wear signs. Herman Lowe says that's correct, what I said. Okay. Andre Mostard is here. 3 days left, then I'm flying USA. Congratulations, Andre. Hey Gus, Mike, okay, it's ridiculous they even said something like that. It says CCE checkers home delivery. Oh, cool. Oh, 660. Gotcha. Okay. Big Dutch, welcome to you. Gus just tuned in. We'll watch later. Watch the short, Gus. Your hat will fall off. You're putting miles of it. Yes, I am putting miles in my vehicle. I'm getting it serviced on Tuesday. Everything you plate, get an assistant, says no. Stupid people. Antoinette, Charles Van Olselen. Antoinette says, guess who got a job? Let's see. Steve Hofmeyer. Oh, Herman Lowe got a job today too. Congratulations, Herman. And Antoinette got a job. Is it in Manassas? Antoinette, if you're willing to say, I drove by Manassas. It's actually nice down this way. But the traffic is horrific on the highway. Wow, that person may be the 30% Club. Thank you to Alex for helping me something. Exactly. He says the same thing to me. Stop calling. No, Charles, I never told you stop calling. But stop calling. Yes, you traffic me. That's why I'm still stuck in Bolito. Can't believe you have to deal with such ferrayas. Yeah, no, I do. It's amazing. And so Herman Lowe got a job today. That's good news for 2 accounts, for 2 refugees. Pizza party's late. That's okay. Yes, Antoinette, I know it's you. Tom. Oh, in Buffalo. You got a job in Buffalo. Congratulations. Congratulations. Get yourself a warm parka. It's shocking what these agencies do. It is spook. And no one would behave that way unless they got something to cover up. Can you imagine? Go look me up on LinkedIn. Do you have to stand in front of my door and talk? Sorry, they're just right in front of my door. They can't walk back to their room. Stand there having a conversation very loud. So yeah, go look at my LinkedIn. It's not like I'm a hidden figure. The audacity of these people. Congratulations to Antoinette. Okay. And what else? Anyway, so that's been my day, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an interesting day so far. Yvette says, that makes me say, hang in there. You're very loved and respected. Cindy Biggins, thank you. Saw the short, think COVID something to people's brains. Yeah, I think it did. Certainly to their manners. Audrey says, thank you, Chris. I want to say thank you for your awesome programs, updates, videos. I learned a lot from you. I'm glad you did. Don't forget us when you come this side. Remember, I make 8 pennies for every penny I make in South Africa when you watch ads in America. See, that's, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Okay, I'm going to reveal it now. It's not human trafficking. I've actually had this master plan. So what I did is I weaseled my way into the Trump administration, and I convinced them that South Africans should be brought over as refugees because I was tired of getting so little revenue for the ads for my hundreds of thousands of South African viewers. I was making no money. So I figured if they came to America as refugees, then they would watch my show. If they watch my show over here in America, I'm making 8 cents, 8 times as much ad revenue. So it's all part of a master plan, a grand plan I came up with 6 years ago that this would be the day that I start to become wealthy. Like Ronaldo, I'll go buy an Audi TT. Yeah, I'm going to buy myself a Mercedes, a BMW. I'm going to build a big mansion, in Texas. Yeah, no, it was all a master plan to make money off refugees. So don't tell anybody, there's ferrayas out there, so don't tell anybody. But it's all a master plan. That's what it's all about. it's all about making money, man. It's about the coin. Don't tell them your plans. Colonel pleasing all the haters. Hey, Thelma von Josfeld. Just got into the live. Sounds good. We're hanging in here. So hang in there. People, it's moving. A lot of people are coming. And not just people who just applied in January, February, which everyone keeps complaining, oh, they all applied. No. People are coming. People that applied or put their statement of interest in, people put in the PRM email, people put in the whole process. There are people coming this coming week that did it in February last year. People coming this week that did it in May last year. People from the October group are coming this week. All people have been contacting me. So all I can say is be patient. Big Dutch says, very eventful and interesting day for you. Yeah, and the day's not over. I came from the Brian Poikie Fest. I'm going back there when I'm done. It's just right down the road here. And I'm going to hang out, and I'm going to get some druvos, and we'll see how it goes. Very eventful day. Dr. Greed. Okay, Siggy. Excuse me. Brock Matrix had an interview. Utopi says to stop me. Well, Utopi, it all went sideways. I planned on you and your daughter being in North Dakota. You wound up in San Diego, and she's in Iowa. So the whole program went sideways. Please go have fun. No. No, the Poikie is tomorrow. People are bringing them tomorrow. Tonight, it's a braai. They were firing up the braai grills when I was there earlier. So putting a lot of time and effort into it. I'm going to be about 600 or 700 people show up. By the way, they are doing a raffle for 2 Springboks All Blacks games in September. A game I already have tickets for, but I have terrible tickets, and it's only $20 for your raffle ticket. So guess, I don't do raffles. Guess what I'm doing today? The tickets are worth $940. So I will, and if I don't win, then they get $20. But it's worth it, $20. I'll take a chance to win those 2 $940 tickets. So that means $940, that's $450, $470 a ticket. Those are good seats as opposed to my $100 and some seats. Wow. So I never raffle, I never gamble, but I'm putting in it because I'll think of it as a donation. If I win, great. If I don't, it's a donation to help out the South African event. Yeah, so I am going to actually participate in the raffle. And if I get those 2 tickets, then I'll take my tickets that I bought previously and I'll make them available to somebody else. How's that sound? All right? Cool beans. Yeah, wowzers, right, Charles. $940 of those tickets cost. Better be a lot of people buying raffle tickets to recoup that money. So $20, 5 people would be $100. So 50 people would pay for the tickets. So a little more. You're going to Indiana West. I don't know what Indiana West is. I mean, Indiana? That is a good raffle. Yeah, it's worth the $20. Congrats, Antoinette here. And just shook the GM's hand and knew I had the job. Well, brilliant, Antoinette. Cool beans. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, in line with our program to make money off refugees, Antoinette will soon be working, paying Social Security tax, federal income tax, New York State tax, probably Buffalo City tax, and the Chris Wyatt tax. She'll be super chatting, large super chats, starting 2 weeks from today. Oh, you got your Dutch oven. You're making a poikie. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Indiana, yeah. She can't wait. I can't wait either. Petrol ain't cheap, man. $4 a gallon. Woohoo! Damn Donald Trump, it's all his fault, man. If he hadn't started a war with Iran, I wouldn't be paying $4 a gallon for gasoline. I brought my cowboy hat. Should I wear my cowboy hat tonight? Yeah, Lizette said, I remember the Wyatt tax. BMW incoming. Yeah, well, it's going to take a lot more. You must have a really, really well-paid job. Who is the Bride Bros? I don't know them. There's about 4 or 5 of them getting already over there. The bride tax. That's right. So it's the bride tax. It's the Wyatt bride tax. All refugees must pay it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Verna says, will we make it over there? My wife's a bit scared that we'll suffer here. Like, okay, hang on, Verna. Okay, all right. Let me address Verna. Okay, I'm assuming you're real and not a troll. Verna, what is your wife scared about? What is your wife scared about? Will you make it? Are you elderly? You have no money? I don't imagine you're lazy. So how are you scared, or how are you concerned, Verna, that you won't make it? I don't understand. Can't wait to make a first Bri in America. Yeah, well, there's a big one coming now. You'd be related to Ilhan Omar. No, I'll pass on that one. No relation to Ilhan Omar. Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff are headed to Pakistan for direct talks with Iran. So they'll be talking directly without Pakistan intervening. So Jared Kushner has been very successful to negotiate. Let's see what happens here. The Iranians playing for time. The Justice Department drops their investigation into the Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell. Now, the Democrats like to say a lot of things about Trump, but this is one where they might have some merit. This investigation of Jerome Powell seemed to be spiteful and to intimidate him. So, yeah, that's how I like you to sound. Happy-go-lucky, wear your cowboy hat in the butts. Just need to be willing to take your first job you get while looking for something. Exactly, that's what I said. So you take a job, you get some coin in the bank, and then, you look for another job once you take it. Yeah, they're trying to drag it out. Yep. Hey, Stephanus Fonsale. Bride tax, please. Nobody knows that you will talk such crap. Huh? Oh, nobody that knows me will talk such crap. Of course. She's scared we will not make it financially. We're both extremely hard work. Oh, okay. Well, all right, Verna, you're 45 and 44. You should be fine. I mean, unless you're lazy or stupid, that's not an attack on you. I'm saying unless you're lazy or stupid, you should be fine. Now, what you need to be very careful of, Verna, is you need to make sure that you focus and get your case off so laser focused on getting that Social Security card and getting the EAD. All right? You need to get that Social Security card within a few weeks of arriving and get that EAD. Also, don't let the browbeat make you sign a lease in some place. You might get a job, ways away from there, no transportation. So keep that in mind. So, yes, I think you can make it. You didn't tell me what interest you're in, but I'm sure you can make it. I mean, honestly, is this even I'm not picking on you, Vanna, but is this really a question? Unemployment is 42% in South Africa. It's climbing astronomically for white South Africans now. Colors and Indians also deal with high unemployment. It's 4% in America. 4%. There are jobs. It may not be the job you want, but there are jobs. No reason for her to be scared. Look, it is not an easy thing. As I said all along, I said from the very beginning, this is not an easy thing. Go back to February last year. You are uprooting. You may be Western in comportment. You may be Western in worldview. You may be a Christian. You may be white or color, or fit right in America. But it's still a culture shock. America is not South Africa. America is not Ireland. Ireland is not South Africa. Ireland is not America. There are differences. And it's not just the vocabulary, the traffic light robot. It's much more than that. You are going to be okay. All right. As long as you're a go-getter and you try to do things, you can make it happen. All right. Verna, I hope that helps. I assume you've already put in an intake questionnaire and you're just waiting to hear from somebody. Anyway, so I hope that helps you out, and thank you. That's why I asked, unless I presume you're not. Thanks, Chris. We need to get our son with special needs the best care and support. Well, okay, special needs, you're not going to come to a better place. Nobody provides better special needs, even the Europeans, than Americans do. You talk to any of the families that have come over with children who have autism, they're just gobsmacked at all the services and the treatment and the way the focus and concern about kids with autism takes place around. Nicola gave 200 rand super chats to screw them hate wakers. We all love and respect you for everything. Well, thank you, Nicola. I appreciate that. But the problem is that they spread stuff like this around, and so you can't ignore it. Thomas says, I'm 62, full of life, still want to work, no broken bones. Must be my army job, early days, maybe who I am. Probably, Thelma. You're 62, wow. Just don't sit and follow. Take it from me. It sucks you down. Keep hoping, never give up. Yeah, thank you for the 200 rand. Charles, not to worry, we will bring the divorce and Biltong. Fairness says, I have indeed. I love American culture, so it will be easy for us to adapt. But yes, but there'll still be challenges. I mean, so for instance, I made a video because it became clear to me visiting some refugees in Erie the other day that they're not informing you. Pizza Party says, 40 rand, thank you for all you do, ignore the haters. Thank you so much for that. People aren't accustomed. So in America, normally, you have a meter for natural gas, and you have a meter for electricity. You also can have a meter for water, depends on location. So the meter for natural gas is outside your home or your apartment. If you live in a multi-dwelling building or apartment, there will be multiple meters. Everyone has a meter. So one of the refugees got a bill for like $50, $60 for electricity. And the next month it was $250 after somebody moved in. I strongly suspect that person is getting billed for the entire building and not just for their electricity consumption. You need to be careful of that. You need to go read the meter. So I made videos about that. I'm going to put one together and explain to people how it works, okay? All right. So Courtney McBride is here. Courtney, I was thinking about you earlier today. I'm like, I don't see you much anymore. Welcome back. Thank you for the $5. I'm currently in my mail truck delivering mail, but I'm listening to this feed while I'm working. Courtney, can you believe, you know me, you've met me in person, Courtney. Can you believe that the refugee case officer in Erie, Pennsylvania, told a young man that I'm a human trafficker, that they have evidence on me, that they've got something on me, and that he needed to be careful? Can you believe that? Wow. Been watching the rides on YouTube at Universal and some of Disney. Wow, first world fun. Yeah, well, I'm at King's Dominion. It's right across the street. If I wanted, I could go spend the day at King's Dominion. The park opens up this weekend. American friend told me today you park in your driveway and you drive on the parkway. That is correct. Go Army, says Charles. Niki's voice box. How are you doing? I'm fine. How about yourself? The way things are said sometimes are very different to the way we speak. Correct. Edward Roots, thank you, Colonel. With all the information and support, I'm looking forward to coming over and taking the first job there. Cool. Toothless Wonder's back. It's been a while, man. This wait is terrible, so I want to get there now. Still waiting for my medical. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it sorts out soon for you. Milk. I don't eat milk tarts. Thank you for that. It's not my cup of tea. Yep. Someone gave me a sausage earlier. I mean, I ate it, but I don't like those things. I was being polite. Been really busy, planning a big Latino American wedding. No doubt. Courtney's getting married very soon. He sent me an invitation to the wedding. Going to go celebrate my job with a bride now, Colonel. All right, well, congratulations, Chairman. You got to tell me more about that job. I'm curious. And since it was me, I found the meter, but I have no clue how they work. Antoinette, no, I was someone else's house that I went to. I went to their house and they didn't know about it. Or no, you were the one with the bill. You were the one with the bill, but I showed another family to check because there were multiple meters out there. So they didn't know which one was theirs. But yes, Antoinette started this story. That's correct. Alto's Glory will take my milk tart. So why don't you traffic us all to the US? Yeah, exactly, Sigourney. What do you like? Five Guys. Charles is my official taster. Neil Yarborough says, human trafficker. That's hilarious. What clowns? What haven't you been called now? Honest, nice guy. All those glory volunteers to be trafficked to America. In a suitcase. You guys are too funny, man. You're killing me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Everything so far, interviews, medical, security checks. Now just waiting patient. God willing, we will be there soon. All right, Big Dutch. I hope that goes well for you. Can I start a story as a refugee? You know, GFK, that's an interesting one because there was actually a federal regulation that goes back to the Prohibition era that apparently prevented home distilleries because it was moonshine. But apparently that was just overturned by the courts. I don't have a still, so I don't know how it works, but you have to check into it. Alan tried 5 times, Five Guys, second time still not impressed. That's fine, Alan. I mean, people have different taste. I don't care for pop, but South Africans love it. Traffic is quickly. Yeah, it depends on the state. Well, no, Charles. Now the federal law has been struck down, so it probably there will be state laws, true, but yes, that will change the landscape for that. Hands on American waste and recycling. There's so many gaps. Well, yes, Hasigi, there really are because we used to do massive recycling, but it's down to just 36% of waste is now recycled. It used to be close to 60%, but that's because a lot of it, the American businesses went out of business and it was all shipped to China. China refused to take a lot of our waste out, particularly plastic. So yeah, but yeah, that's a big field. Yeah, Five Guys. I love Five Guys. Steamed crabs. I'm missing out on those this weekend. So what else we got here? 10 people injured, homes destroyed after tornadoes hit northern Oklahoma. The Garfield County Emergency Manager has reported at least 10 people injured in a Gray Ridge neighborhood near Enid. Then minor injuries. No fatalities reported as of Friday morning. Wow. Oh, man, it just totally wiped out somebody's house. It's a brick house, too. Wow. Shame. Shame. Well, an appeals court has... where's it at? Why can't I see that? There it is. Appeals court rules that Trump's asylum ban at the border is illegal. Why? Why? An appeals court on Friday blocked President Trump's executive order suspending asylum access to the southern border, the key pillar of Republican president's plan to crack down on migration. 3-judge panel's Court of Appeals in District of Columbia, of course, District of Columbia, found that immigration laws give people the right to apply for asylum at the border, and the president can't circumvent that. Yes, but it means they must be put in prison. They must be put in detention. So go ahead, try it. We'll put you in detention. It's like the South African who came to Atlanta and thought he was clever. He's still in detention as far as I know. Sugar to the pop. Okay. Email today, believing something soon. Well, tech, if it said 2 to 4 weeks, don't count your chickens yet. Okay. Peppermint crisp tart. That sounds interesting. Five Guys in and out. Jack in the Box sounds like a typical gay day in San Francisco. Oh, Courtney, how long have you been waiting to use that one, man? Five Guys in and out. Jack in the Box sounds like a typical gay bar in San Francisco. He's been waiting to use that for a long time. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Oh. So tomorrow morning I'll be doing the Stormers right from here. I'll set up on my phone and I'll be doing the Stormers right from here. But in the meantime, let me take a look at the National Hockey League and see if the Vegas Golden Knights are playing tonight. Tonight is the 24th, and at 9:30 Eastern, the Vegas Golden Knights are on. Oof, so going to be tough. Do I do a Night Owls? That's in about 5 hours from now. Playing Utah. Series tied at 1, and they're on the road in Utah, so maybe I'll put it on the background. Jack in the Box, my favorite burgers. Really? I'm not a Jack in the Box fan. They had a big salmonella poisoning situation several years ago, and I didn't do anything. You know, I gained 1 subscriber all damn day today. What a slow day. Oh, now I've lost 5 more. Wow. I lost 5 subscribers. Wow. Wow. Either trolls came and disconnected or some trolls. What the hell is this? Hang on a second. Boy, my typing is bad. Refugee attempts to... All right, that's fixed. Yeah. Yeah, the other one. You guys want to hear the nasty one? You want to hear what I actually said? No, I'm not Western PA, Billy. I live in Central PA. I'm in Virginia. So yeah, Corey, we talked about some news. It's not a news broadcast, but I did do some news earlier. Talked about Iran, talked about Trump, talked about a few other things. So you guys want to hear, because it's private, I can play it for myself if you want to hear what I actually said earlier. Cybertrip, just wanted to find out, we've managed to get our job offers in the state we want to go to. We have our own accommodation. Do we really need to get the funds as we don't need? Well, whether you want or not, Cybertrip, it's a grant money. It'll come to you. So, but if you don't get located where those jobs are and you're going to out migrate, then just make sure you make the right decision. I assume you have a social security number already. There'll be a $9. Yes, there'll probably be a $9. I was just mentioning that. Sorry. Did I miss anything? It's a long day. All right. Bye, all to his glory. Courtney, I don't think I'll be able to come to the wedding. I do appreciate the invitation. Thank you. That's very kind of you. So no, they were frozen patties, not cooked, and killed some people. Yeah, yes, that was a long time ago, though. But we shouldn't blame them forever. But I just never had one of their burgers back in those days. So do you guys want to hear? Nobody's responding. Does anybody want to hear the short, what I actually said? Because I'm not going to show it on air, but you can listen to what I actually said. You think my father-in-law will be able to do ministry work? Yeah, of course. Of course. There's no age restriction. There's actually federal law against age discrimination. There's plenty of South African pastors here. Okay, you guys want to hear it. This is what I really said. So if you heard the original, this is what I really said. So I made a second one because this is really caustic. You ready for this? Here we go. Good tax practitioners. Hang on a second.
All right, this video is short. Is for MCRC in Erie, Pennsylvania, a so-called refugee resettlement agency that has left people in shithole residences infested with cockroaches, broken glass, no locks on the door, broken windows, and it's just a cesspool. I have never encouraged anyone to out-migrate. In fact, quite the contrary, I've discouraged South Africans from out-migrating until after they already have themselves their Social Security number and their EAD. Never encouraged a single South African. But let me tell you how many volumes this speaks about this shit agency in Erie, Pennsylvania, which, by the way, you better retract what you said or you're going to find yourself facing a lawsuit. Defamation of character. They have tried to browbeat Jared, who after shit service for 3 months, no money left in his account, has decided to out-migrate. He wanted to go somewhere else. So someone in Ohio, a reputable person, offered to host him in Cleveland while he sorts out a job because they don't have money for rent anymore. He's been selling his plasma to survive. And their shit agent in Erie has now threatened him and intimidated him and threatened me. You better watch out. Defamation of character, buddy. You don't know who you're dealing with here. This is going to the Office of Refugee Resettlement. You shall be reported for your behavior, telling him that these people are involved in human trafficking, accusing me of human trafficking. Are you serious? Are you serious? Do you really? That's stupid? Do you know who you're dealing with here? I deal with a lot of bullshit from a lot of bullshitters. But that is the end. That's the last straw. Office of Refugee Resettlement will be informed of your conduct today. And that agent's name will be reported. And there are witnesses to this, as he tried to frighten Jared's family. I don't encourage anyone to out-migrate. But I sure as hell don't expect people to live in the abysmal conditions that this shit agency in Erie, Pennsylvania has been putting people in. And now, defaming my character and threatening refugees. Too far. Too far. You owe me a public apology, even though this is done in private. And you better stop browbeating refugees. This will go to the Office of Refugee Resettlement. Angie Salazar will be made aware of your conduct in Erie, Pennsylvania. You know what? We were simply going to report the shortcomings of what was going on up there. But you have started a battle that you shall lose because you are corrupt and fraudulent in your activity, and you are lying, and you are just making bullshit statements to intimidate refugees. Enough. Enough. I've had it to here. And then some. And you are first on the list. You know about me. You're right. Because crooked, thieving refugee agencies have been exposed. And I guess perhaps you must be one of those. Otherwise, you wouldn't be lying. You've researched me and you found something on me. There's nothing to find. You're a liar. And your defamation of character is going to cost you severely. Maybe you'll find yourself out of business very soon. We'll see.
Anyway, that was the version I didn't put on air. I'm feeling this is a little sugar coat. I can imagine a bit more color than first day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Stefan, what a douchebag the guy is. Four people, 4 witnesses. His parents, Jared, and his friend. So Jared's like, what if he lies and says, he says he never said that and I'm a liar? I said, Jared, you got 4 witnesses. Proper Eidcock. What did I walk into? Well, you walked into some filthy piece of human sludge in Erie, Pennsylvania, trying to intimidate young, impressionable Jared because Jared is out migrating because of the abysmal service that his agency has provided for him. He has no grant money left. He has no job, and he's living in a hovel that's not habitable. He and Herman are living there. And he has decided to out migrate. He has a social security number. He has his EAD. And he's going to go live in Cleveland in a nice neighborhood with a family that's going to charge him no rent. He has his own room, and he's able to get his legs up and get his feet on the ground and get a job there. And so you walked into that piece of filth telling Jared that I'm a human trafficker. And telling him that the reason they wouldn't let us use their facility for the meeting with refugees and made us stand outside in the freezing cold the other day was because they know about me and they've got something on me. Yeah, exactly. You thought I was a lefty, a softy, and picked the wrong person. I mean, just use common sense here, guys. Common sense. Yeah, I know the Sharks getting their backside kicked, Andres. I picked them to lose badly in Super. I mean, it's really, these people are stupid. Yeah, what a piece of crap. Some people really are unbelievable. Yep. Yeah, walked into now. Geez, Colonel, thank you for reminding me that there are still people willing to fight for what's right. Oh, I'll fight for what's right, and I will not allow people to get away with this crap. Pat Billy says, never let him meet me in person. Yep. Well, I think his name is Rashid or something like that. I think that's what they said his name was. Anyway. But, yeah. So he will, his agency's been reported to. Oh, I already sent email, made a phone call. Already happened. This will not be tolerated. The audacity. I've talked to 2,300 refugees. Who among them has been trafficked? Who? What evidence do you have? Please, spare me. It's safe in the box. You sound like a cat. Cats love boxes. Billy's like his throat with his hands. Like Dr. House said, that asswipe should apologize to the trees who endlessly produce oxygen wasted on them. Agreed. I told you I need a spot in the container. Gotcha. Francois Ferrer, 20 rands. What a shocking look on his face. Francois, it's true. It's what happened. I give a very mellow version that was posted. All right, what else? South African news. We didn't cover any South African news. So we attend the G20 by rumor, says Rob Post. President Rob Post addressed the global inequality crisis during a Wits business school address emanating from South Africa's G20 presidency. Is this a joke? It's 2 hours ago this was published. Speaking Friday at Wits, where he delivered the keynote address, the Public Global Inequality Dialogue, which aims to establish an international panel on inequality. Well, quit being lazy and work, and then you won't be inequality. As you all know, South Africa, we attend the G20 meetings just by rumor, having been completely excluded. Reminds me of a story about a young person who attended university because education was become so accessible. Young people, the classroom was almost always full. He would stand outside, listening through the window. The student said, "I now attend lectures by rumor." He added to laughter from the audience, so we also follow what is happening at G20 by rumor. Well, you're not welcome there, so that's nice to know. Anyway. Indeed, inequality is one of the greatest threats to human progress. It retards human development and progress because where inequality exists, opportunity is scarce. Actually, no. Opportunity is not scarce. Inequality exists because of poor leadership and thieves, particularly in Africa. That's why inequality exists. And also human behavior. I guess that noise is going to continue all night. Human behavior. People do stupid things and it costs them. That's why they live in poverty. I lived in poverty growing up, but not because the society was unequal, there were no jobs, because of the decisions of adults. We were children, we lived in poverty because of the decisions of adults. It was unnecessary, but it happened. Okay. South Africa is the backing the international community, its efforts, including Brazil, Norway, and Spain, as government representatives were present at the dialogue events. Well, Brazil is run by a convicted felon, communist, piece of human sludge. Norway is a bunch of leftist twits who charge freaking $17 a gallon for gasoline. And Spain is run by a socialist retard. So not exactly a convincing crowd. While opportunity is scarce, potential is wasted. Where potential is wasted, progress is not just slowed, it's stopped. Progress is stopped in South Africa because of the thieving ANC and its racist laws. That's why progress is stopped. If it weren't for the West carrying things and developing computers and the internet and all these other things to help carry South Africa along, it would now be living in the 13th century under the ANC. Yep. Unbelievable. Ramaphosa. No nation and land can overcome inequality alone. We need solidarity. No, bullshit. Bullshit. Singapore was dirt poor. Now it's a wealthy nation. South Korea was dirt poor. Now it's a wealthy nation. Japan, after World War II, was just devastated. It's a wealthy nation. Taiwan, devastated. Wealthy nation. That's bullshit. Those countries made it on their own because they had sound policies. Even the Chinese communists adopted capitalism. Sir Ramaphosa really has no inkling about macroeconomics. Not an inkling. He has no idea what he talks about. He just talks out his backside. Typical Cyril. Guy's so stupid he could kill a plastic pot. Exactly. Thomas says some people believe it. Yep. Will be worth my time learning to speak Spanish. Does anyone know? Well, I don't speak Spanish, Lizette. Why would you learn Spanish? Are you going to Texas or Southern California in Mexico? Why learn Spanish? I refuse. This is an English-speaking country. We're not going to force that colonial imposition on us. People colonize our country. You can learn Spanish if you want. I speak 6 languages, and I don't speak Spanish intentionally. But you're welcome to learn it. Pikachu is at home. He didn't make the trip. German, Zulu, Suto, and Chinese. I'm not fluent, but I can get by. Well, you're welcome to learn Spanish. It can't hurt you. I mean, learning other language is great. I see. I will have to take Spanish as most of the staff is Spanish. Well, Antoinette, I would refuse. I would refuse. Corey. Tiamo is Italian. Still be building rendezvous. Was not particular. Exactly. I'm so ready to leave. Yep. Colonel, what will happen to those caseworkers that treat refugees incorrectly? I don't know. The one in Rochester we thought was fired. She was actually moved to the back office, I found out. I got confirmation she was never fired. She just doesn't deal with refugees anymore. So they're too lazy to fire her, so they kept her on board. Awesome app to translate any language that runs with Samsung phones. Yes, that's true. Duolingo, I think it's called. Seems Crony House and Peter Creel got together on a podcast. Haven't heard the word racist used so much in a short time. Well, the fact that those two are racist, I mean, I don't know. Why are they calling themselves names? Carl Niehaus and Peter Creel. Peter Creel. I don't even feel sorry for him. He deserves all the scorn he gets. It's not even a 30% crowd. Not even a 30% crowd. Stupid people should wear signs. They really should. Stupid people should wear signs, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the bottom line. I mean, you don't believe me? It's true. It's true. They really should wear signs. Stupid people should wear signs. I'm telling you.
Stupid people should wear signs. Neon bright so we can find a way to dodge their tangled mess. Avoid their chaos more, say less. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Save me from your twisted line. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Nada, don't waste your time. Politicians dance and spin. Laden lies with a practiced grin. Blame the moon, blame the stars. Blame the traffic or faulty cars. You think they're 6, not 35. Playing games to stay alive. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Save me from your twisted lie. Wear a sign, wear a sign.
Yep. Wear a sign. Stupid people should wear a sign always. Yep. Song is growing on me, says many t-shirts that state only taught IQ below 70, keep moving. Yeah. In the small letters, can you fire the Kenyans? Why would I fire the Kenyans? Apparently, the family of 9 is not coming back. Shelly took you out in the video, and it had to be the first one of her that I'm watching. Took me out? No. She lied. Once again, she fabricated. She doesn't pay attention to what was said. The video is not about a family of 9. How many times do we have to say this? Watch the video. The title has nothing to do with it. The title of the video was nothing to do with a family of 9. The video title is South African refugees apparently want to go home. Say what? And then I ask questions throughout. I also talk about 3 families in particular, including 3 cases in particular, including the lady in Illinois who went back, 6-year-old lady. So there you go. There is a question mark. That's correct. So she didn't take me out. She lied. And her little minions and her sycophantic Messiah complex army have been trying to troll my videos. So I can't help it if people aren't very smart and can't listen to what's actually said. Some guy came out and said, you're a liar. I'm not a liar. You're the liar. I simply stated the facts. And I said, anyone who goes back. And then I gave examples of 4 more South Africans who've gone back. Well, one of them I mentioned already. And then a couple in Twin Falls, Idaho. And I mentioned another person in another location, Milwaukee, I think it was. So the point of this is that people shouldn't be going back. You undermine the credibility of the program. And I gave examples. And I talk about waste of resources. This obsession with a family of 9. And oh, by the way, you don't know the full story. You don't know the full story. Also, she doesn't know the full story. Lying and claiming that I didn't do research. This is the person who accused me of taking money for refugees last year. But what's she doing now? I need money for a halfway house, for a boarding house. Who's taking money now? Who's raising money now? Who has a vested interest in this, financial interest in this? You have to believe it's out of the goodness of heart? Well, fine. Well, stop lying about me and maybe I'll believe something you say. But the woman lies about me all the time, so I don't really care to talk about her. That's her problem, and the list goes on and on with her personal problems. Yep. She cries, oh, you're picking on a poor little woman. Lady, you mentioned me by name. I never mentioned you once. You attacked me by name, and you lied. You lied about the asylum seekers being able to work. You lied about the green cards. You lied about me taking money. You lied about all this stuff. So whatever. I'm done with that. So done with that. I mean, we got bigger fish to fry than people who are desperate for attention. Sure, plenty of Latinas are friendly. Why would you think that? Peter Krill looks like the result of a cousin marriage. Family 7, 1st of March, fingerprinting on my appointment the 20th. Please don't play that again. I woke up a few days ago with a song in my head. Entry requirement for white army is a 90 IQ. Stupid people should self-identify. Vikele and Patrice Mosepi, Pastor and Pret. Neither one is good pick. I missed the bugger off bunny song. Yeah. New song on trafficking. Just wondering. You got to be careful with that. Hey, Verno, what's going on? 9 green bottles standing on the wall. I'm be having Ritter Sport is good stuff. I do not really want to leave, apparently, but the video is about refugees going back, not really helping the rest of us. Exactly. That's what the video was about. There's nothing to do with the family of 9. They're just 1 of 3 examples cited in there. And I talked about the other 3 examples that were mentioned by Ted Hessen in the next video I did. Yeah, it's just amazing the incapability. Like the guy earlier said, yeah, you were rude to me. You told me to fuck off. No, I didn't. Those aren't the words that came out of my mouth. I said, stop calling me. That's not fuck off. You want to be told fuck off? Then fuck off. I didn't say fuck off. I can tell you to fuck off. If you want to fuck off, then fuck off. I didn't tell you to fuck off. But if you want to fuck off, you can fuck off. I said stop calling me. Very rude and disrespectful, interrupting me. I don't know who you are. Send me a text message. Have a little courtesy. Who are you to call me and tell me I have to help people in California? Footsec, buddy. Very rude. Very rude. Telling me I'm the one rude. I mean, I didn't tell you to fuck off. But again, if you want to fuck off, just fuck off, man. That's your business. I don't care what you do in your spare time. If you want to fuck off, just fuck off. It's not immigration. That's right. It's refugee purse. People don't get receipts before posting crap. No, they don't. That's why that video was not posted. It's private. That's why my emails are usually circumspect and I don't send them until after I've calmed down. When I obviously I wear a printed shirt saying I'm trafficked by the God, refugees coming back out of there are putting the program in jeopardy. Well, they're certainly not helping the program. I know. I was upset because I don't watch her and just thought I must watch one video. So yeah, it is that video. She's so full of crap, Corey. Also think all the other returning South Africans worldwide is only coming back to apply for U.S. refugee program. Yeah, they think yeah, exactly. A lot of them are coming. I know several who've returned to South Africa just to apply for the program, and they're actually in the States now. Yep. Antoinette, why will you want to go back? It's crazy. Got the 2 to 4 week email. 3rd February email said, okay, all right, tech, all right, that's different. That's different. So you got a different email. Congrats. Piers Moore wants to take America back in exchange for Falkland Islands. You can have the Falkland Islands. I'm not into sheep shagging. That's a Welsh and New Zealand, Australian thing. That percentage of people want to go back is minute. Exactly, Charles. Exactly. I was angry for 2 days when I heard people were coming back. Barney says, well, we all need to stand together. When we leave, stand strong, focus on the future, stay in the USA, not to F up the program. Sorry says, I wish I could keep my mouth shut until I calm down. Well, first off, this is a statement of truth. There's more to the story than you know. And first off, for that person to assume that I have not done any research. Well, it's not. Why are you guys talking about the Family 9? Martin, it's not germane to the topic. The video is not about a Family 9. Why are people obsessed about a Family 9? Why? The video wasn't about them. There were 1 of 3 examples given, plus 3 more examples given at the end. Not to mention, I talked about how people being treated poorly by refugee agencies, and they're still bucking up. What did I say? I said, buck up sissy pants. Twice in the video, I said, buck up sissy pants. In other words, suck it up, buttercup, and stay. That's what it's all about. So I don't really understand why people are obsessing about 9. Oh, I do know why. Because in groups, they're talking about it. It doesn't matter whether they want to stay or not. The mere fact that they threatened, whether in passing, or said, well, what are we supposed to do? Go back to South Africa? Why would somebody even say that if you're actually a victim of persecution? Still no water 4 days. Good Lord. Sorry, Corey. Edward Root, it sounds crazy applying for refugee status and then deciding to come back when there are true refugees. Exactly. That was the point. That was the point. It was an admonition. I was trying to admonish people for going back. Andres just sent you an email. Well, I don't have time, but let's see if I can look at it now. Crapola. Where's my mail at? Where the hell's the mail at? There's Gmail, right there in the middle. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. I'll have to look into that, Andres. That's too much. Yeah, but yeah, that would be a problem if that's true. Your photos edited with ChatGPT. Oh, okay. They're asking me if I didn't know that I had any photos of ChatGPT. Oh my goodness, I've got an Indian person sending me something here. What's this all about? Anyway, yeah. And telecoms and getting threatened every day where I'm working. Kylie Chu, Mitchell's Plains, and Philippines. Yep, no, I can see that. I've been to all those places. Told her that some refugees have to wait 4 weeks for an appointment for Social Security number. Is that normal? No, it's not normal, Candida. It is not normal. But it has been happening. Every Social Security Administration office is differently. They're manned differently. They also lost personnel last year when the government got rid of 400,000 employees. It's a government agency. So I don't know how well manned and what their strength is in these places, but that is a problem for some of them. So what you need to do is find a Social Security Administration office that's reasonable distance away that will take a walk-in or will give you an appointment sooner. Pretty simple. Don't settle for an appointment a month out. Look around. Search around. Let me see how many are around here. So let me see. Let's do maps. Social Security, SOC, offices near me. Okay, near me. Social Security offices near me. Okay, let's see. Wow, there's 4 of them in Richmond. 4 in Richmond. There's one on Cary Street, another Williamsburg Road, another on Cary, third one on Cary Street. It's a different spot in the South Lake Boulevard. 4 Social Security Administration offices. One opens at 9. They all open at 9. So 4 of them here. Within 2 of them are pretty close. They're right down the street from each other. And then one's on the outskirts of the east side of town. One's on the west side of town. So there you go. All pretty much geographically right along a pretty center part of Richmond, just from the east, center, west. Yeah, that's 4 Social Security offices. Check them all. Get yourself a damn appointment. Well, that's pretty. That looks like a Florida Everglades picture that I'm looking at here. Anyway, so that's, but yeah, that is unusual, but it is happening. What happens if we withdraw and reapply with legal implications? No legal implications. You're under no obligation to be a refugee, none whatsoever. If you withdraw, then you start at the back. That's the cost. Helena has a question for me. Roger Barrick says Stats SA says 8,000 whites per month are leaving South Africa. Could be. I don't know the numbers. We think that there is a system glitch that the older cases are not loading. Well, Helena, in your situation, I understand why you're saying that. But you're also telling me people are flying 3 weeks later. I have not a single case I can prove that someone is flying 3 weeks after they were first contacted. No evidence of that whatsoever. No evidence of that. People say that all the time. People say, look, you guys have to understand a lot of bullshitters in groups. People lie. None of them come forward and give their names and offer the information after they get here. None of them. Not one of them has come to me and said that. Not one. I know one person that had a timeline that was very short, and I've never disclosed that. But I don't know of any people that do this stuff. So as far as people not going, well, then how do you explain the person from February last year who didn't get contact until February 19th of this year, nearly 13 months later, and now 9 weeks after that is flying to America? How do you explain that? How do you explain the half dozen people I met in Erie and Buffalo who were in September, October, and November, and they were held in abeyance, and they just came over in the past few weeks? I mean, obviously, some of those cases are being processed. Helena, I understand. I got you. You're frustrated. I appreciate that. But I don't know what to tell you. It's frustrating for me, too. I'd rather you all just be done with this, and so I quit talking about this. It's really, really a distraction for me. Exciting news. We got approved. I've been jumping for joy the whole day. I'm celebrating here. Well, Werner, congratulations. You helped me more than you know. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm glad I helped. I took time out from the human trafficking gig to help you, so... yeah, no one's leaving that quickly. The people are lying. They're not leaving that quickly. Well, I have just had that confirmed. How? Did you see the initial contact? Were you there when they filled out a statement of interest or the PRM email or the intake questionnaire? Do you have the date they submitted the intake questionnaire and it was the first thing they did? I mean, people tell you all kinds of things, okay? And really, it doesn't matter because it doesn't change the needle for you. So, I mean, not much we can do about it. Cookbook getting published in May. Congratulations. Been off the farm for a month. It's so weird not having had any incident. My nervous system thinks it's being tricked. Yeah. Hey, Karen Grimm. Britain has fallen because, yes, it's the Anglo-Celtic Caliphate. That's what England, United Kingdom is. Phone call from someone who applied March and they're leaving next week. Okay, Helena, I don't know who these people are. I'll take your word for it, but I have no evidence that this is happening. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect your case. Social Security appointment 11 days after arrival. Received my card in the post 8 days later. Not heard from anyone here has had bias at issues. Okay, Alan, well, lots of people are having Social Security issues. Depends on the offices, though. Can we book an appointment for Social Security for South? No, that would be unwise. It would be unwise. Book it when you get here. What can one do when your case was linked to family's case against your wishes after yes and not to in your cases, which is almost the end, the family's case has started? Red, you simply tell them that you don't want your case linked. Unlink you. They can't link without your consent. They should have contacted you. How does one avoid reporters and being filmed? No one's reporting. Three Cheese. Nobody gives a crap about refugees coming over. Nobody's been reporting from the airports since the 59ers came. You are one of thousands of people arriving at the airport. Nobody even knows you're a refugee. You don't need to worry about that. Or are you talking about on the South Africa side? They don't even care on the South Africa side anymore. Yep, they don't even care there. But on arrival here, no one cares. Nobody even knows you're a refugee. Well, Helena, I don't know what to tell you. The embassy has said clearly don't do resubmit an intake questionnaire. If they've done intake questionnaire, they want to withdraw, and then they resubmit another one. If I was the government, I would not take it serious. I would just dismiss the case. These people obviously aren't serious. That's what I would do. Honestly, do you think that some of us who put in there 3 months ago and didn't have a November 11 page form have been forgotten? Well, bitter ender, I don't understand what the problem is from 11 months ago because my friend who flies on Monday was ahead of all of you. None of you were there before him. PRM email moments after it was released. In the 100 proof of concept group, flew to Pretoria, did the interviews, no calls, no emails, not a single piece of communication until 19 February, over a year later. Over a year later. And then that was 19 February. All you people saying this goes really, really fast. 19 February. There's nothing wrong with this case. It's legitimate. 19 February. 19 March, 19 April. It's now 24, but that is 9 weeks. In the 10th week after he got contacted, after 13 months, he will actually be leaving. 15 months later, he's going. So yes, do I think people have forgotten? I don't know if people have forgotten. I don't know what's going on here, and I'm tired of answering questions about how inept this process is. I have no control of it. What part of the VA are you in? I'm not in any part of the VA. They've enrolled me in VA medical care, but I've never used it. Yeah, people don't understand by now exactly, Thelma. Get the Quality Laring Center. That's right, Ricardo. Most start then went to the Quality Laring Center. Please tell me how I get into your traffic list. My goodness. We applied February this year. We had our first call in April. Program takes time and a lot of patience. Well, February 2026 isn't that long ago. But you're right, it takes time. You're looking forward to the get-together. Well, the get-together to now, Corey. Oh, you mean with the refugees tomorrow? Yeah, absolutely. They asked me if I want to speak tomorrow. I said, sure. So I brought my cowboy hat. Be a cowboy! So, yeah. So I'm going to go out tonight and get some druvos before they're all gone. So I've got some cash to participate in the raffle. But this thing goes till late tonight. So I came back here to do a live stream with you all. And then I'm going to go back over there. It goes till about 10 o'clock at night when the quiet hours start. When this is all over and we're only going to say, well, you will miss us, but then again, you'll have time to sleep late and eat steamed crabs every day. Well, Antoinette, not everybody's coming. A lot of people are staying in South Africa. More people stay in South Africa than come over here, so I still have an audience in South Africa. In the family's call, the family said not to link me because the case is towards end. I had US interview, but they got email. Well, that just doesn't make any sense. I don't know how you contact them, but you need to unlink. Bismarck, Dakota, they claim to be a nonprofit. I told the lady she's privileged as her people are not coming over anymore. Just drop off what she said. What? Told the lady she's that doesn't make any sense, Karen. Refugee applied 20 February, 12 May, 8 months before first contact. Yep. Chanel Momsen, something isn't right with my case. Did everything in September and everything's completed, but then it was been reviewed since September. Perhaps Chanel, something may be wrong with it. I don't know, but the people who were ahead of you, they're not here yet. Cowboy boyfriend, always wanted to say, save a horse riding. Yep. All right, guys, we've hit the 1 hour and then some mark. 168 people. I hate to leave you all, but I need to go back to the event, the South African Brian Poitke Fest. We waited 15 months. Okay, well, hang in there, Thelma. Good night. All right, you guys take care. I'll see you later. Night Owls will be coming up later tonight while the Gold Nights are on. So I'll do at least a brief one. And then tomorrow, I've got rugby in the morning with the Rugby Ascendant. It will be the Stormers hosting Glasgow, and this is critically important so they stay in the number 2 position or move up to number 1. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button. I do appreciate that if you don't mind. How many likes have we got? Let me see. You have 115 likes. That's all. Wow. Bummer. All right. Cheers up. Take care.